Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Jonathan back again with the weekly scuffle, and I'm here to talk about Jake Paul and his next boxing fight. And this, yes, can be classified as a boxing fight because he's fighting 10 1-1 pro boxer Andre August in Orlando in December 15th. Honestly, I think if Jake Paul is serious about becoming a world champion and doing all these things in boxing, this is not a bad fight for that. But what I really think this is him trying to prepare himself for a Tommy Fury rematch while also building some credibility in the traditional boxing scene. I think he notices that these pay-per-views versus these MMA guys aren't quite selling as much as they used to. That might change with how Francis Ngannou performed against Fury, but I think he's seen a little bit of a stalemate. So, he kind of wants to build his traditional path. And I do think the WBC, they worked with Jake in the Tommy Fury fight. They made that fake belt. So if Jake would have won that fight, he could potentially had that fake WBC belt that they made for that event. But with that being said, I think this actually just helps Jake prepare for someone like Tommy Fury. I think Andre August is a tough fight for a novice like Jake Paul. I think it's if you consider Jake Paul a prospect, I think this is a great fight. Will Jake fight maybe 4 to 5, maybe 6 Andre Augustus next year to really double down on that traditional route? I really doubt it. I think next year, he probably still has some fights available to him. Of course, the Tommy Fury rematch, a fight against KSI, potentially a fight against Jorge Masvidal or other MMA guys. It really does depend. I think Jake Paul is more in it for the money, but if he can finesse his way into a WBC title shot or one of those random WBC belts that they have. We all know the Continental, the regional belts. There's a bunch of belts Jake Paul could win, and I think if he is serious about eventually becoming a champion, I think this fight does help with that. And it's a small venue, it's not a pay-per-view event, so I think it could potentially be useful for him to grow this way and potentially, actually have real pro fights against pro boxers. And who knows, maybe in 4 to 5 years' time, who knows what Jake Paul could be? Because unlike most traditional boxers, Jake Paul already has money, so that gives him access to top of the line coaching, top of the line strength and conditioning, top of the line dietitians, nutritionists, everything of the above. I've been saying this for a while now. Jake has had so many advantages compared to natural boxers. I think Andre August, his wins aren't that great. His one loss is pretty bad against a 7, I believe, and 16 fighter. So, that doesn't look great. But other than that, he's a boxer. He has boxed before. He has beat people with winning records. So for a novice like Jake Paul, I think this is a solid fight, and I don't really mind it. But with that being said, we'll see how all this plays out, and see you next time. Peace.